What's good, YouTube? Back again with the most Just Vibe Bets, Week 2, college football. Got my son, Dave, me. So we started out the week one, I went 3-4 on spreads, money lines, and 1 for 1 for player props. So 4-4, not the ideal week, but is what it is. What were you shooting this week, son?
You mean King Dave? But I went 5-2. I'm pretty sure Bama cooked the whole fucking universe, and then I also had Notre Dame. Other than that, pretty good week. So let's try to do it again this week. All these picks were given on the pod last week, so check them out. But yeah, it was a solid week, solid week. Just think I did better than you. Week one.
Nah, like you said though, I mean that Bama game was fucking crazy. They're gonna be putting that coach on a t-shirt pretty soon if he doesn't turn it around real soon.
Yeah, real life, real life. But other than that, you want to get right into the slate? We got a couple games on here doing the whole slate, but we got some good ones we like. We can dive right into it. The first one is Illinois at Duke. Duke is +2.5. Over under is 49.5. I'm actually going to this game with Stus. He was on the last episode, so
Wait, you're going?
um, here we're going to the game. Yep. So
Did
we're
that
going to
know
be at
that?
the game. Then we're going to the Phil hockey game or whatever, Sunday. So yeah, we'll start it off. This was my breakdown after looking at both teams week one, right? Duke passing game looked decent. The run game to me was very mid. They still need to prove that they can run the ball. Illinois looked good on the ground. The running back had 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they looked great through the air. Quarterback had almost 400 yards. He had 389 with 3 touchdowns. Illinois defense looked great too. What I think this game will come down to is with Duke lack of a run game. I feel like Illinois can kind of control the time, control the first down advantage, and just kind of control more drives because they can do kind of both run and pass and do kind of show they really can run the ball. I like Illinois' defense a little more than Duke overall. I'm gonna go with Illinois on the money line here, just because the offense attack, and I think I like their defense more versus a one-dimensional Duke team based off week one.
You came prepared my week, my boy. I see you.
Yeah, nothing for you to
No,
say.
that was a good. No,
Said
that was
I.
a good breakdown. That was a good breakdown. Like you said, I got a few things I was looking at too. Like you said, Jukes is quarterback's a transfer. Mensa, he came from the American Conference, so he hasn't played too much competition quite yet. So I think this is going to be his first bigger test. Illinois' defense isn't crazy. They have a solid defense. One thing I do think it's like you said, Duke's going to struggle to run the ball, and Illinois is going to play a lot of man defense with 5 down linemen on that. So it's going to even create a tougher thing. I'll love that matchup. Let's see if the quarterback can throw for 500 yards again. I will say also Manny Diaz, he coached against Luke Altmaier, Illinois' quarterback at Penn State. He had him throw 4 picks, but obviously Duke's defense doesn't have the same players as Penn State defense. That's something to keep in mind, but I'm on the same vibe as you. I think Illinois is the better team. I think it's going to be a sneaky, really good game. These are both teams going to fight for a division. I don't think they have the chance to win a division, but I think they can definitely make some noise. Where if they're able to get enough wins, you can see where you can make the playoffs still. So I'm gonna rock with Illinois, and I'm also gonna rock with the under. I think it's gonna be like 27-20. Like it's gonna be a close under, but two tough defenses. It's gonna be a tough game, but like I said, sneaky, solid game.
They would be definitely a good game to watch. I feel like it won't be like a super blowout, and then like you said, um, next game I like a lot too. Iowa at Iowa State. Iowa State is the ranked team. They're -2.5, and they're home, so they get the 3 points anyway. Over under is 41.5. Let's take this one over.
I'm happy you did. For all you NFL people out there, think of this game like the Steelers versus the Ravens. This is a big time rivalry game. Obviously, you see it's Iowa versus Iowa State, two close teams. The under has hit the past 5 times, I believe. It's been close, but there's also been like some 13-10 games. So I expect a really stout game. The way I look at this game is Iowa's been the same team now for probably 2 decades. Their quarterback play has been horrible. They rely on their defense and punting the ball. And Iowa State's doing a good job of bringing in players. One thing I am worried about, though, a little bit is they're coming from Ireland. So obviously get adjusted to all that shit. They're college kids, too. Probably getting fucked up after the first win. So, but give me Iowa State, money line, or the spread, and I like the under.
I like that underplay. That's a very you don't see many 41, 40
That's what I mean. It's Ravens
overs in
versus Steelers
college.
like in this game. You
And usually when
automatically
you
pick the
see
under.
it, right? Usually when you see it goes under, like with the Army, Navy games, whatever. I forget what it was. It'd be like super
That'd be
under.
low. That's a low scoring one, too.
But this is my breakdown of a week one. Looking at my notes, Iowa QBs look pretty ass to me. I know the one came out with a little cramp or some shit. Even the other one backup looked pretty trash to me. Iowa obviously relied heavy on their run game. The Bull Williams had 122 yards, a touchdown on 11 carries. That's insane. That's pure dominance running the ball, right? Iowa State, their receivers showed a lot of promise. Wasn't there transfer ones that made a lot of plays, or a lot of the ones that been there for the veteran receivers. So hopefully this week, the transfer people receivers, show what they're there for. But I think Iowa State's interior pressure with the bull Dominique Orange too is going to be key against this Iowa team in that run defense. They can't get no push up front. They can't slow down the run. Iowa's going to run through them, run all the clock off the thing, and get stops, and it'll be over. I think this game going to come down to Iowa's ground game versus Iowa State's front seven, because also Iowa State lost their 4 DBs last year. Like their secondary is pretty questionable already. So the fact that your front seven can't already bang with Iowa, your secondary is a little questionable. You had to rely on throwing the ball. Like I do like Iowa's defense. I'm going with Iowa here for the upset. I'm going down for the money line. I don't even want to do the +2.5. There's no point.
All
So I'm
right,
gonna
bingo.
go with Iowa for the upset.
We'll see next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Next game, Baylor at SMU. SMU -2.5.
God damn, 65 and
65. I put
and point
0.6.
six. I never seen that before. Fuck.
65 and a half. Over under. And I'll take this one over, right?
Oh, you really
Based
came prepared this week, huh?
yeah. I was off today. But first based off last week, right? Baylor offense looked great. It showed a bit like the ability to move the ball, strike quickly. The QB had 420 yards, 3 touchdowns. 419 for the super correct people. 420 and 3 touchdowns, right? SMU offense looked again very balanced. And they already got an established system with a bunch of returning people. And then Jennings had the 200 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. I think turnovers and defense, because obviously it's a high spread. Turnovers and like getting stops and defense will determine the victory. And also a fun fact: Baylor got someone out the portal, a D lineman actually from SMU. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. I know he's a starter. And then I just feel like it comes down to the D line for Baylor kicking it up a notch. They went through the portal, revamped that D line a lot. I think it's time for them to kick it up a notch. If they can get some pressure and force some errors and force some turnovers, I can see Baylor pulling an upset here.
I like to hear that.
You took Baylor too?
Fuck no, I took SMU. But nah, I do think I'm almost positive he's pretty hurt. His ankle. If they don't have him, that's going to be huge for the Russ defense. I have no idea because in college you're pretty quiet about injuries. It's hard to keep track of it. The biggest thing I was looking at last week is because we bet on Auburn. Shout out Auburn for winning.
Right.
They couldn't stop the quarterback rush for shit. They couldn't stop the run for shit. Kevin Jennings, SMU quarterback, he's not a run-first quarterback, but he can also make plays. So with that being said, first prop I'm going to run is Kevin Jennings touchdown. I think he got one last game. He's mobile. He's not going to look to run, but I also think they might blitz in the red zone, and one thing leads to another. He gets outside the pocket. Touchdown. And that's another of my reason is I just don't know if Baylor can keep up with SMU. Their offense didn't look that great. SMU has a deep defensive line. I think they're going to struggle to run the ball again, and essentially they're going to have to throw the ball over 40 times again, and I just don't think that's winning football. SMU has a solid team. They did lose a lot, but I still think they're going to be a threat in the ACC. So I took SMU minus 2.5.
I like that. I like that. I mean, can't go wrong with the.
All I know is I'm going to be undefeated, and you're going to be sick when you're fucking 1 and whatever next week.
You try and reclaim
King.
the top spot.
King.
Anyway, next game, Ole Miss
Skip
at
this one. This
Kentucky.
one's chips.
I like this one.
I'm not saying shit on it. All I'm going to say is Ole Miss's quarterback looks disgusting. Kentucky is chips this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm taking Ole Miss minus 10.5. Kind of like you said, fast. Everything's just better with Ole Miss. I feel like the D line can outplay Kentucky O line, so that Kentucky run game they got 5 yards of carry, 45 attempts just last week won't really do much, and I don't think that Kentucky will be able to slow Ole Miss down overall. So I do like Ole Miss minus 10.5. I think they roll right through them, especially with the aggressive D line. But this is a good game.
No, it's a
Michigan
game of the
at
week, 1,000%. It's going to be a slow week 2. Unfortunately, there's some good
right.
games, but there's no big matchups like this one. This is the only big one.
Yeah, you got Michigan at Oklahoma minus 5.5. Over unders at 45.5. Well, you take it over.
Big game for Bryce Underwood. He looks solid. Definitely his first game ever as a college true freshman. It was versus New Mexico, but he did his thing. He looked very just cool, not under pressure, didn't really get nervous. It's going to be a whole different situation with Oklahoma. Their coach is great at disguising blitzes and different kind of coverages. It's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to come down to someone makes a mistake. And you got to think Oklahoma has a more experienced quarterback with Mater. I also think Oklahoma's offensive line is going to have a hard time stopping them. Well, I also think Michigan's secondary is pretty weak this year compared to other years, and Oklahoma's wide receiver core is pretty filthy. It's a really interesting matchup. With that being said, give me Oklahoma, just money line. I don't know if they're going to cover 6. 6 is a very weird number, but I think a game comes down to turnovers, and I'm going to go against a true freshman versus a guy that has experience and who's up for the Heisman.
Well, I'm fading you because I like Michigan. I'm taking Michigan money.
You're going to be 1-8, and I'm going to be fucking
Oh,
undefeated.
bro, I'll tell you, Michigan, I like their defense. That run game, I feel like it's very unstoppable. I think Michigan comes in there, shows them, who some real big dogs are. So I like Michigan money line. If you want to play it a little safe, I will bump it 2 points up to plus 7.5 so you can cover a touchdown. 6.5, they win by 7, you lose. So I would double
Nah,
up 2 points, 7.5. You want to be safe, but I'm taking Michigan money line. I like that.
I'm taking Oklahoma money line. Michigan covers though.
Yeah, so
But I do got a little parlay. Let me just make sure got everything right.
bro, this picture isn't doing nothing.
So it's plus. Oh my god, that's not good, bro. I got him. It's plus 2,162. I'm rocking with Iowa State money line under 41.5 points. Illinois money line under 51.5 points. SMU minus 2.5, and Oklahoma money line $25 wins you 540. So obviously we're opposites this week, so it's whatever you're feeling. But I really do like that play. I think it's a kind of straightforward week. I think we had a lot of upsets last week, and things are going to kind of even out, and it's going to be a more chalky week.
I got now that you brought up parlays.
Fuck
So I
your
got
pick.
a so I'm gonna do an underdog lay. This is spice it up to give you guys a safer one, and I'm gonna give you guys for the degenerates out there that want to risk it all for some odds. I'm gonna give you a underdog lay. Iowa money line, Baylor money line, Michigan money line, plus 1,121. If you throw 100, you come out with 1,100 plus your 100, 1,200. So we'll put them both on the screen so we can show you what they are. Just so you can, I know some people
What's the
like to.
DGen one?
You said what?
You said you have 2 of them. You said you got a DGen one too.
And I said for the DGens that like to do the odds, this is it. Underdog parlay.
Oh.
Put Iowa,
His
Baylor,
odds are better
Michigan.
than yours in my. Nah, fuck with my parlay. Fuck what he's saying, chat.
Watch it smack.
Fuck what he's saying, chat.
Watch it smack. Iowa, Baylor, Michigan underdog leg plus 1100 basically.
We'll see.
I like it. 3 legs. Other than that, we're gonna have the Sunday slate and the Monday night game come to you. You'll probably get this Wednesday. So I don't know if you get the NFL video. Put your notifications on and you'll see. Make sure when you do sign up for Novik, use code VIBES. You get 100% match up to $25. Player profit, code VIBES, VIBES, capital V. You get 10% off any funded account every time. Other than that, me and my son are out of here. We'll see you for the rest of the week one NFL slate. Just vibe bets. Make sure you follow us on Twitter to get everyday slips, home run parlays, and other bets that we put
I'm
in
done
day
with the
by
home run
day.
parlays. They got me fucked up. I had my nice run. I'm done with
He's
them.
saying that till his playoffs and all the games looking sweet. He gonna like, ooh, look.
That's
He
why
like,
I don't do crazy home runs for those Jones. I'll do money line and then home runs.
so we'll see. Other than that, follow Twitter, get the locks for the player profit and just other, bets in general. Go Birds. Thursday, I'll be down there. Make sure you go watch that video for Thursday and Friday NFL games. Other than that, we out. It's past his bedtime. I get ready for fucking preschool tomorrow. Deuces, YouTube.